Not too bad.
That's great, Mike. Seriously,
Yeah.
man, good job. It's interesting. Every time we do this, it's like we're getting a little bit better at certain things, right? And
We're at work in progress.
Yeah.
Not the 30-second countdown anymore.
No. That's super cool. I was just geeking during the last 30-second ones, but anyway, that's special. No rush today, guys. Something came up. So it's just going to be us three. And kind of a nice little guest here that we're going to get to in a little bit, but we'll start with the intros. Mike, you want to go first today?
Yeah. Happy to be back on episode. We're on 26 now, Jeremy.
26.
So chugging along. So been a lot of fun so far, but pretty. I'm trying to even think what I did this weekend. Pretty low key weekend. I know Saturday I had to work some games. Sunday I actually had to work in my summer job. I work at the golf course here in Ashland, Schwamigan Bay Golf Club. So I actually put in a open to close shift, which was not very fun.
What's that, Mike?
In the pro shop. So it was like 7 to like. I forgot to tell you guys a story, but there were some idiots that were out there pretty late, so I didn't get home till like 9 o'clock. So 7 to 9.
Nice.
So, but yeah, no, pretty low key weekend though on my front.
Matt.
Yeah, not too bad of a weekend. Thursday night, me and Sarah actually got our second COVID shot, or vaccine shot, I should say. So Friday, obviously felt weird, not like necessarily sick, but just weird. And then Saturday, luckily we felt better. I know a couple of you, I know Mike, I think Rosh had some pretty bad experiences with that second shot, but luckily we were pretty much fine. We went back home actually. Sarah got her hair done, I got a haircut, and then we just kind of had no flow anymore. It's pretty it's pretty short now. It was getting pretty long there, but yeah, we just
nice little Kentucky waterfall.
Yeah, we just hung out with our friends. Obviously we saw our parents, and it's funny. I'll make this quick, but so Saturday we were at home. We were planning on going out to eat with me and Mike's mom and dad. We get there, Grandma Lennon's there, so we chatted with her, and then Uncle Dave and Aunt Janice were driving by. They pull in. We talk to them. We sat back down, ate some lunch, and then Aunt Lynette came in and talked to us. So it's like a whole family get together there. But then we just went over to our friend Brady and Brittany's house, hung out, played some cards, listened to some music, and then Sunday, nothing actually. So
had a nice night there, huh, Matt?
Yeah, it was a good night. Yeah, nice pretty relaxed night.
Yeah, so for me, Saturday I went golfing with my brother a little bit. Like I said to you guys, what I consider golfing, the good old RCC, Reedsburg Country Club, and it was just terrible, just brutal.
Do you keep score or what do you?
There's no score. There's no
score.
Did I hit the ball every time that hole or not? That's +1.
So how many golf balls did you lose? What's your average? Like, do you lose like 10 golf balls like a round, or
we did 9 holes, probably five golf balls gone.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I just go to St. Vinny's and reload. It does.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Reload for Friday.
Could care less what my ball looks like. It's I just need to make contact. Anyway, I was kind of excited to try a couple of clubs that I ordered from eBay. Had a couple clubs go on hole 3 on the pond there on the right, or is that hole 4? I don't know. Anyway,
that's
one of those. Yeah. A couple clubs in there, but yesterday, nephew's birthday party. I actually asked them. He said that he watched us, my nephew Zan, and so anyway, I asked him for a couple questions for the podcast, and so you're gonna have some questions from a 10-year-old later. So,
nice.
Next, our guest, who's waiting patiently in the background.
Let's get him on.
Let's get him on here. Yeah. There he is.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Welcome, Justin.
Yeah, welcome.
What's up, man?
What's up?
So were you
Man, I
able
hear
to
you guys
watch
talking
us?
about all your exciting plans on the weekend, man. I went over to Home Depot, and I got some new flooring we're gonna put in.
Hell yeah.
Sunday I got my lawn mowed. It was a good weekend.
Dad life. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
man.
I'm gonna have to bust out my New Balance here pretty quick.
Do you have a pair for real?
No, I gotta get some though.
Okay.
Some New Balance and some high
those
socks.
are they're like $60, aren't they?
They're not
Oh,
cheap.
really?
Like
No.
for what you get, I mean, you know, that's a quality pair of shoes.
So genuinely and truly, Justin, how you doing, man? Like, how's
Great,
everything?
great.
How's life?
It's it's going. It's take her one day at a time.
Yeah. You're now. Let's. I guess for those who don't know, when did you graduate? Where do you live currently? Your family situation?
Yeah, graduated in 2007 from good old Reedsburg Area High School. Went off to college at UW La Crosse and found my way back to Reedsburg, and now I'm teaching math at the high school. Live in town here with my wife Erin. We got a son who's going to be 3 in about a week. His name's Easton.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very nice. And Easton wouldn't have anything to do with baseball, would it?
No, why would you assume something like that?
Well, I just like a random guess.
Just guessing.
I mean, so literally what we did is there is this app that you could get that's basically like Tinder for baby names. And so like
my God,
I'm not even joking. Like I downloaded it, Aaron downloaded it, and swipe left, swipe right on names, and it gave you a list of matches that you could come up with.
Cool.
We did that for a
Nice.
while, and
Nice to have that in my repertoire. Like I'll ever need
Yeah.
it. But
you gotta be ready.
anyway, Justin, why math, dude? Like I've always wondered, like what attracts you to mathematics and teaching it specifically?
Yeah, I mean, math was always something that kind of came easy to me growing up, and for me, approaching a math problem is like solving a puzzle. And some people are really into just solving puzzles and getting the pieces to fit together in the right way, and that was just something that attracted me. That's interesting to me. It's fun to me, and I not everybody likes math, not everybody enjoys math, but
I'm trying to think of who were some of our teachers in high school. I'm trying to Gretchen Whitehurst.
Gretchen, yep.
Mr. Bird.
Brant Warner.
Oh yeah.
Mr.
Jesus, yeah, some OGs there.
Was Mr. Burr still around when you
I
guys
think so.
came through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a baseball coach.
Yeah.
God, I was gonna say, I never finished many puzzles. Yeah, I never.
That's why you don't like math, I guess.
That's the problem right there.
Yeah.
But
no.
anyway, you asked about teaching, and I mean, it's just really it kind of comes down to getting a chance to kind of give back to a community and really kind of help build towards the future. I mean, if you look at what teachers do, they're really preparing kids to be the next set of adults that are out there making all these big decisions. And so that's, I wanted to be able to have a positive impact on some people's lives.
What?
Sure.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, we've had some other teachers on too, Justin. And I just wanted to touch on, like, obviously, hopefully we're kind of turning a corner with COVID and stuff, but like, how's the year plus been, just kind of teaching and navigating through everything?
Yeah, I mean, when everything happened in the spring, it got wild quick, and it was basically just try to keep your head above water and finish out the year. Coming back in the fall, we kind of knew what to expect. Not that it was necessarily easy, but I think people were a lot more prepared for the things that we were going to face. And really, I got to give a lot of credit to the kids. They've been great, with all the weird stuff that they've been going through. We started out the year doing a hybrid schedule where half the kids had come in on Monday and then the other half had come in on Tuesday. everybody'd be virtual on Wednesday, and then we'd do it again Thursday, Friday. And recently we've transitioned back to having everybody back in the building 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is still a virtual day. But like I said, the kids have been great. And really most of them are just giving it the best that they can and trying to make the best of the opportunities that they have.
Well, and part of that too, Justin, I think it sounds like you're kind of motivated for them, and having somebody who's positive, I know personally goes a long ways, so credit to you for trying to stay as positive as you can during this situation.
Thank you. I appreciate
I know it
that.
hasn't been easy on you either, as much as you may not want to say that, or, whatever it may be, the case may be, but did you always know that you were gonna or wanted to teach in Reedsburg?
I kind of had in my mind that eventually I would like to get back to Reedsburg. I didn't necessarily know that it was going to happen right away, but I kind of lucked out, and it ended up being Rasha's sister, Gretchen. I replaced her. She left. That's right. And then, I kind of took her spot. So, sure. It just happened to be right place at the right time kind of thing.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that too is like, I remember specifically her room. You still got her old room too, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we all got a connection to you one way or another through baseball, pretty much.
Yeah, I wore my pirate throwback shirt. I mean, this thing has got to be 10, 12 years old by now.
Well, I'll just jump right to the chase. We need a third baseman, Justin.
I don't know if I still got it in me,
You
man.
got some history at third base.
I'm rusty, though. I haven't played in 8 years, man. I don't know that slow pitch softball can translate back anymore.
Just consider it, okay? Just consider it, please. But no, man, tell us about, what baseball means to you, if you're still coaching, what you think this year's baseball squad looks like, based on your knowledge, and go from there, I guess.
Yeah, so I coached for a while, probably 4 years or so, but I haven't coached the last couple of years. I talked about my son earlier. So when my wife and I had her, we had kind of talked that, it was coaching was kind of taking a lot of time away from the family. So it was, I figure Easton's only young once. And so to be able to see him grow through all of these different things, I took a step back from coaching. It is something that I would like to get back into, when he gets older. But for now, I'm happy being at home with him and spending time with the family. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about this year's high school squad. But I'm definitely excited to take Easton to some games this year. With COVID happening last spring, we didn't really have a chance to go to any games. So I'm excited to get him out to some ball games and just start to get him around the field. With a name like Easton, you got to be a ball player.
Yeah. And what a better a program area than Reedsburg to raise him.
Yeah, you look at the history that Reedsburg has with baseball, and it's a long and storied history, and where else would you want to be?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just got a quick question for you, Justin. So obviously we all played Pirates at one point. What is your favorite place, I guess, to play, or
good
the
question.
Craziest crowd? One of the two, or both.
Good question, man.
That's a great question.
If you're talking about crazy crowds, just with everything that kind of went into the games back when we played, you gotta talk about Kaz. There were some wild matchups between us and them. Whether
Explain that a little bit, Justin. Like the dynamic of the two.
Well, it's a big rivalry, and a lot of the guys that played for Kaz back then were former Reedsburg guys, and so just having that kind of extra competitive nature to be playing against guys that you used to play with, it just adds a little bit. And then when you're playing on Sundays and you got the fans going and the drinks are flowing in the stands. things get a little crazy sometimes. You guys know how that goes.
What was that? I'm trying to. Was it Cashton? One of the places where it was like, man, it was like a town of like 400
Ashton.
people.
Ashton.
Ashton. Yeah.
Ashton.
Yeah.
Where the ball field was like literally in a cornfield.
Yeah, but there was like 300 people there watching the game.
Yeah, it got wild there too. But I mean, I remember those Cavs matchups just against those guys. Those were always fun. You look forward to those ones
for sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great question. And we still play Cavs if that interests you at all. It's not quite like it used to be, but just okay. So thoughts on the Brewers so far, Justin?
I mean, they're doing so much better than I think everybody thought they were going to. They didn't make any real big splashes in the offseason, but I don't think they really needed to. You look at the guys that they returned from last year with Woodruff stepping up and Burns continuing what he did last year. I mean, he has been absolutely lights out. I mean, he's a guy with the stuff that he's got this year. You know, any night could be a no-hitter for him. I mean, he's going tonight, and I gotta see how he's doing here.
We gotta hurry up here, huh?
Yeah, I got stuff to do. But no, to go with that, I mean, I don't know what you guys use to watch games, but I got YouTube TV. And YouTube TV isn't carrying Bally Sports right now, so I can't even watch the games. So I'm stuck listening to them on the radio, which is pretty frustrating. But that's just kind of a quick aside there. But anyways, I mean, even with some guys having, I don't necessarily want to call them down seasons, but Hira isn't hitting like he's expected to. He's a guy coming up. He was a can't miss prospect as far as his bat goes. But when he's batting like 160 right now, which to be honest, I think he needs the minor league season to get started so that he can maybe spend a couple weeks down at AAA and get his head right. Because at this point, I don't think it's anything physical that he's doing. I think he's all in his head right now. But I mean, you look at the team that we got. We're in first place in the Central right now. Matching up with a team like St. Louis, who's made a few big splashes in the last couple of years with picking up Goldschmidt and then picking up Arenado in the offseason this year. For them to be, for us to be ahead of them, that's a pretty big accomplishment. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to the pitching staff this year.
For sure.
Yeah, Justin, I wanted, obviously you played 1 year baseball with Rosh in high school. Was it 2 years with myself, 1 year with Jeremy, I think. Do you have any any games, or we've talked about this in the past, we've talked about most memorable game in high school that we had. Do you have any games like that where you're just you remember exactly the whole game or just the day and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we were playing Baraboo my senior year, and we were kind of projected to be the top two teams in the conference, and it was a good pitching matchup. We had Sean Dorn going, Baraboo had Scott Williams going. Scott went off to play at, I think it was Stevens Point, and then ended up getting drafted by the Nationals, I think it was. So he had a pretty successful pitching career, but I just remember those two just battling it out the whole time. And it was, I think it was a 0-0 game through 7 or 8 innings. We ended up going extras. And I remember the year prior we played in Baraboo, and I was catching, and I'm going to be honest, I had a rough day, and they were stealing bases all over the place on me. And that is frustrating as heck, But so they come to Reedsburg the following year, and they're trying to run, and I probably threw out 5 or 6 guys trying to steal. But they just kept trying.
Not this year.
They just kept trying, and they had some athletes. Scott Williams, Aaron Leonhardt. He was the good running back. He was fast, but they just kept trying, and I just kept mowing them down. And then we get into extra innings, and I come up to bat with Sean on second base, and I hit just a little blooper up the middle. Sean comes around to score. I round first base, and Coach T is yelling at me, get back here. You're not going anywhere. And he, Sean scores. It's the game-winning run. And I just remember Coach T just grabbing me and just giving me the biggest hug.
That's awesome, man. That's what I wanted to hear.
We had to, like, between Schomer and Coach T, I just think back because obviously I'm into coaching now. Like man, we had two great coaches. Like those guys were just next level. And shoot, I think Schomer was, how long did he coach in Reesburg for? It was 20 plus years or something like that. Wasn't it?
He was still coaching even when I started teaching. I coached, I think, 2 years with him when I got into coaching baseball eventually. So just to be able to coach with him was awesome too.
Yeah, and I guess I had one other. Oh, Grant Rudolph has to go to Milk and Cookies there.
Yeah,
that was that's awesome.
I tell you what, even after Schomer retired, we kept that going.
They still do it.
Nice.
I don't know if they still do it, but the guy who came in after Schomer, he's not here anymore.
Gotcha.
He took a teaching job somewhere else to be closer to his fiance. But yeah, we kept the Milk and Cookies going after that. You got to continue that tradition.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
that's great. That's great.
Another question for you too, Justin. And we talked about, with some other people that we had on as well, but I can't remember if we already talked about this actually. But any teachers that you had, did you have a favorite teacher in high school, or were there any teachers that were just two-part question, because you're teaching with some of them now. How is that dynamic? And B, did you have any
That's a good question,
in high school that are just that were awesome?
I'm going to answer the second part of that first. My favorite teacher was probably Mr. Warner. Some of the stories that he would tell us were just phenomenal. He's a great storyteller, and just being that math was always my favorite subject. I just really enjoyed going to his class just for the content too. As far as the other part, teaching with some of the same teachers that I had, it's interesting to get to know some of them outside of school and just some of the different things that they're interested in, and some of the lives that they lead. It's a whole different dynamic than you see in the classroom, and it's just really great to get to know some of them on a more personal level, as opposed to just having that student teacher relationship. Right. So just really getting to know them as people has been phenomenal.
Sure. I mean, that's a good question. Just trying to get over that hump. How long did it take you to get over that hump? And maybe right away, of feeling you got to prove that you're not a student, you're a teacher, or you got to prove that you're at their level.
Yeah. And I don't know how quickly it happened for them, but for me, it kind of took a while to feel like I was, I guess, worthy to be there with them. Because these were people who really influenced me and made me want to be a teacher. And so for me, trying to prove that I was at their level, that took me a while. But getting used to, not calling Mrs. Fish, I'm calling her.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to change that though.
I don't think I would either. Well, even when we had Mr. Rundy on here, I couldn't call him
that was weird. That was
Kevin.
Weird,
we're not calling him Kevin.
But no, it's been great. They accepted me from day one, and it's we just been rolling since then.
Well, we've certainly appreciated your support so far with us, just kind of doing what we're doing here.
It's been great watching you guys. You got a regular professional production going on these days. I heard ESPN was calling.
Hey, speaking of that, doing some digging on it, and we talked about it a little before we jumped on here, but for the viewers watching us, you are basically a YouTube star as well. Did you want to talk on that a little?
Plug yourself here.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get some great math content, I got that YouTube page out there. So yeah, it's something that I started. Oh geez, it's probably been 7 years ago by now. Just kind of a different way of approaching teaching. So when I went through school and when you guys went through school, the main thing was, you sit there while the teacher gives a 40, 50-minute lecture, and then you go home and do the homework. Well, I was looking for something different. And I just doing some Google searches, came across this thing called the flipped classroom. And I guess basically the main idea of it was that teachers record videos of them teaching the lessons that they would normally give. And it really kind of interchanges the role of the in-class time versus the homework time. So I started like assigning videos for kids to watch as homework, as opposed to giving them like problems out of the book. So their homework would be to watch the video and take the notes. And then the next day in class, they've already done all that stuff. So now they're ready to work on the homework. And I think that's really beneficial for kids because, when you're at home and you got a hard topic like pre-calc, if there's not always somebody at home who can help you out with that material.
Yeah.
But if you're in class with 20 other peers and with your teacher there, when you get stuck on something or when you got a question on something, there's so many people that you can ask to get help, as opposed to just closing your book and putting it away for the night.
I like that.
Yeah. So do I. That's
I wish we had that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real. Well, Justin, so far, what out of all the episodes, who have you enjoyed the most out of us interviewing, would you say?
There's been a few really good ones. I really like listening to Coach Simon. He's a great guy, and with the success that the girls basketball team had this year, they're such a great group of kids. I have a lot of them in class this year, and they're not only really good athletes, but they're also just great people. And it's been fun just seeing them have success in the classroom and on the basketball court. I like listening to Wyatt Molitor. Wyatt's a kid playing home talent. Wyatt was always around, so I've known Wyatt for 15 years, whatever, since he's been running around the ballpark. And just being able to see what he's up to these days. I coached him for a little bit, and like I said, just watching him grow up being around the Pirates, and just really just kind of seeing him grow into a young man, and just seeing what he's got going on these days.
Yeah. And I guess the last thing, Justin, is kind of a two-part question again. Post-COVID, whenever we get past that stage, and this summer, do you got any big plans with you and your family?
I mean, really just trying to get out there and do stuff. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, with not being able to take Easton to ball games last summer, just being able to get out and do things with him and the wife, take Easton to the zoo, go watch ball games, just go to the pool, just hang out, just really hopefully be able to lead kind of a normal life again.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else for Justin before we move on here?
No, it was a pleasure.
Oh,
we really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sam. It was just nice chatting with you again.
Great being with you guys. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. Ever need anything, let us know, please. So,
all
right, sounds good, guys.
All right, later.
All right, take her easy.
Cool. Well, I mean, nice.
That was awesome.
Come on,
that's good.
Sure. That's it just like it takes you back a little bit when he shares those stories of him kind of hitting that game winning hit, and it's something that he's going to keep with him his whole life, something he's going to share with his son, and just pretty special. Just to get to a couple of those questions to you. No, I did not beat my brother in golf. My brother's a pretty good golfer. So
yeah, Beef has been on me to go golfing for like 2 years now. So like, how good are we talking?
He's a lot better than me, like substantially better.
Substantially better.
Like,
okay.
I'd say he's on par with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go golfing. He's been on me. He's like, when are we going? I'm like, man, I live 4.5 hours away. Like, so
what's interesting about Nick Knuth commenting is this a kind of a plug that I had here for him. Instagram, it's called @2tsgolfco. Give him a follow. Nick, feel free to put it in the chat there. Him and my brother's other friend, Cortland Maxfield, kind of got their own little startup golf thing company for just like comfort apparel more than anything, if I remember correct, Nick. And hopefully you can come on sometime and give a more detailed follow up on terms of what you're thinking for your products and whatnot. And so he's going to get us some hats we're going to wear. So
Hey, I like the hats.
I mean
I did too.
that's pretty cool. And so I mean we support you all the way, Nick. So 2T's Golf, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter. Chances are, if you're from Reedsburg, they probably shot you a follow. You may or may not have known it, but anyway, very awesome for you guys there, Nick. So let's jump in. I don't really want to talk about this, but let's talk about it. Badgers, go, Matt.
Yeah. So I believe the last episode we were on, they were the game to go to the semifinals, if I remember correctly. Which
we're talking women's volleyball.
Women's volleyball, yeah.
Women's volleyball. So they ended up winning that game in 5 sets. Crazy cool game. Badgers battled back and forth. I guess fortunately didn't stay up and watch the semifinal game against Texas. I don't know if you guys can expand on it. I know they got swept 3-rip. And I guess the thing that I kind of brought up is it seems like Wisconsin, I mean, besides women's hockey, it seems like Wisconsin sports are always there, but they just can't take that next step, to be consistent with it, to battle for a national championship, things like that. So I guess, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Will they ever be consistently fighting for a national championship, or are they going to be that team that's always ranked, like 7 to 15, 7 to 20?
I think my thought process would you rather have that or a team that's not relevant at all? Think back to, I want to say we're second for men's basketball anyways for most consistently times making the NCAA tournament, and then obviously our football program, ever since Barry Alvarez has really took over the program, we're usually relevant or somewhere around relevant, and for me, I would much rather have that, where you still every year you're well, maybe this is our year, and then yes, we always do have that gut wrenching loss, or but we're always right there. So I think that's kind of my thought process with everything.
I mean, I definitely get that, Mike. I don't want to see the Badgers lose in anything. That's not
hey, we're talking minus women's hockey because they're just
right. They're unreal.
Just a different level.
Yeah.
But I guess, and Mike, we talk about we give you crap all the time for it, the Granado stuff. Okay, I guess Granado's the head coach for the men's hockey team, and he's been there 4 years, had one winning season. But I guess my stance on it all is okay, so we have, for example, guard. Let's just use men's basketball. He's a product of, I don't want to say he didn't put in the work, but he came from Bo's, coaching staff, right?
Yeah.
So we're getting the same type of system, right? That keeps coming in and out of Wisconsin. And it seems like it's the same type of players that are being recruited. And it worked one season, right?
Two
seasons out of how many? And I guess that's my question is that's my thought process is okay, how long do you give coaches until it's just man, we need something else, and we need different recruits in here. We need different athletes on the different types of athletes on the basketball court. And I mean, football too. I mean, we'll see what Mertz does. This is a huge recruit.
Yeah.
What I was going to say to Justin too about Hiera, and it's kind of it kind of sticks with Mertz too. Is Hiera fought as a rookie to get his playing time, right? he had to fight. And this year it's like, okay, well, he's going to be our first baseman. And we know that. He knows that. Is he going to prepare mentally the same way that he would have if he knew he had to battle for a position? No, I mean, that's just my guess, that playing a part in it anyway. And hopefully that's not the case for Mertz. Like, we know he's going to be the starter. So hopefully he still prepares above. I don't know, I'm all over the place here, but really,
yeah, you are.
really though, the coaches, like, and so let's give them 5-year extensions. We're okay with mediocrity. Like,
okay,
but it's not mediocrity though, Jeremy. Like they're like almost like the programs we're talking about. They're always towards the top, and then like, yeah, we get that one loss. Like men's hockey is a prime example. Like you have a great year, you win the Big Ten regular season championship, lose first round of the playoffs.
Are you happy with that?
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, I would much rather have.
Yeah, I agree with that.
A team like that, rather than we're 10 and 25 this year.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you guys. And people can comment if they want. Let's just rule out women's hockey. Okay. What is the next national champion Wisconsin sport, in your guys' opinion?
Like, if I had to guess, probably tennis or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know how
if you went like, so say you go big sports, then say you go men's basketball, women's basketball.
That's a good question, Matt. I mean, I think that's a good question for everybody.
I would have to say, I would say volleyball.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I think
that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, Shane's got a good one. Wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I would say, like, with the way recruiting is going for Badger football, like, I think.
You think football can?
Yeah. But
Jay Green?
That's a tough question.
I don't know. I should elaborate. I guess I just want to see us get the last win of the season. That's what everybody wants, right? And I feel like we need to exhaust all options till we figure that out.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm usually the devil's advocate of the group. I understand that, and I'm just throwing a wrench into things here. Like, I am just throwing a wrench into it. I like all the coaches. I do, but I don't care if I like them or not. As long as if they win, I could care less if I like them. Anyway.
Get Jay Green flared up.
Should we go to the Brewers or the Packers here quick? We're at about 40 minutes, but man, I went off on a tangent there. So Packers, what pick do we got? The 28th? 29th?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your guys' guess on the pick first? You guys got that ready?
I'm gonna be so pissed if we trade back.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I listened to Gutenkiss's press conference today, and he made it sound that he's gonna. I mean, obviously, I have no idea what he's thinking or what anyone's thinking, but he made it sound like he is gonna look at options to trade up or trade back potentially.
Okay, so they trade up. What should we get?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know.
I would say if we're gonna trade up, like I could see us going to get a cornerback.
Yeah,
but
like and maybe someone else knows this. Like, when is that Northwestern cornerback is unreal? What range is he supposed to go in? Does anyone know?
I think just before us. That's Newsome. Or is that Newsome?
Yeah, Newsome.
Yeah, I think he's projected to go like just before us, but then I saw a couple mock drafts that like have us taking him. So I mean, I have no idea. Like, do you guys get into that, like the mock drafts very much? We're not. We talked about it a little bit last week, but like, it's so like unless you're in the top, like say 7 to 10 picks, maybe like after that, like you have no clue, like what anybody.
It just depends how the players fall and like what team, what the team needs are. I feel like for every team.
Yeah.
So that's like I was texting you guys. This is the first year where I have like no I guess I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Like no idea what we're gonna pick, I guess. But even if I had an idea, we'd probably be wrong anyway. So
I know about
Facts.
that. But we'll see.
Draft
I mean,
Thursday.
I'm excited to watch it. You know, I'm excited. We're all going to be in the, watching the draft at my place. So it'll be pretty exciting just to hang out with you guys and just,
We should live stream our golf match on Friday.
let's not do that. That's
Brent,
such
shout out to Brent Gefford for hooking us up at
that's such a bad idea.
Friday morning. I'm excited.
I'm thrilled. Questions. A few questions before we take off. 2 non-serious ones, 2 serious ones. One was particularly meant for Raj, but we'll do it for both of you. This is from Zan, my nephew. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Chicken.
egg.
You guys want to try to defend yourselves or not really?
No.
No, I don't even know how you.
I don't know. I would try. Yeah, I couldn't.
Dean, chicken or egg?
To make a chicken, there's got to be an egg, correct? But I guess
where'd the egg come from?
That's true.
Okay. Your guys' favorite video game growing up?
Oh,
I'll go mine first. Actually, I got two.
Dean says chicken.
I got two. I got one. And I don't know if I'm stealing Mike's or not, but in our Grandpa Repka's basement, they had Ken Griffey Jr. What year was that?
Like 94 or something.
Oh man, that was so fun. But my second one would be Twisted Metal on PlayStation, on the original PlayStation. I don't know why.
Like Mario Kart, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much Mario Kart. Yeah, but those are my two.
Mine, I like the Ken. I like both Matt said, but the other one I would add to that one was, what was it called? Tony Hawk. The Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah,
that skateboarding game. I thought that was really fun.
Just smash buttons.
Yeah.
What was your favorite?
Actually, mine was Mike Piazza Slugfest or Strike Zone. So that was similar to the N64 game, but just a different, version basically. Okay. What is the most difficult part of preparing for the podcast?
Probably me sending the link out enough time or not being late.
Matt, what's the most difficult part?
I don't know.
You want to say something here, Mike?
Probably just getting on here. I'm a pretty shy guy, so I don't like talking in front of people. So that's probably my most difficult.
For those of you that have been with us since episode 1, Matt has come a long way. He's come a long way. He's starting to open up a little bit more. He's starting to be a little bit more. He's asking questions. He asked Justin a question today.
Thank you.
We're coming a long way with Matt.
That's great. Last one, guys, and this is something that Raj just despises. What is it like hearing your voices?
It was weird, actually, the first the couple times.
Yeah, I would agree. The first couple times, listening back to it, I was really weirded out by it. But now, like Mike said, it's not too bad. It was definitely an adjustment, seeing my face on here and then talking to you guys, obviously live. But I feel like that's getting a little better. Yeah.
Well, we'll see if we put on a golf clip or something Friday.
Oh, we are 100%. We're going live.
Jeez. So anyway,
hey, and just you too. We're not gonna follow. We're just gonna do a one shot of Jay Green, just following him every shot through shot the whole round. We'll do that.
Well, whatever gets us the likes, I guess.
Maybe we could put up a poll for guest strokes for Jay Green through 9 or 18
that's a good one. Winner. Hey, we still have some. We still have some passes.
Yeah, we do. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
So we'll set up a poll about that.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Matt. And thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, guys.